It's Tuesday, the 7th of July. I said I was going to do this every Tuesday, and I am committed unless something happens or I have to go to work or whatever. And welcome to Cheeky Chica Check-In. I'm Chica the Midwife, and my YouTube channel, I want it to be where I bring together everything I've talked about on my other platforms in short snippets, because those posts are a minute long, 30 seconds long, 2 or 3 minutes long. And here I get to express what I'm trying to say, and for longer. And I decided, well, what is my premise? How am I going to do this? First of all, yes, I'm using my earpiece because I'm outside. Secondly, because I'm not that professional of a content creator, I'm a midwife, that I haven't bought a microphone thingy that everyone's using. I will aim to get one at some point. But I wanted to do a roundup of the last 7 days since my last post. My last one was about the maternity crisis, and it was just my thoughts and things about that. And the one today is, now, I am on Instagram and TikTok, and I did a post on both platforms, and on one of them it went wild. It's wild for me because it was 60 something thousand views. I can't even remember, hundreds of comments which I responded to, lots of likes, and it brought up a lot of things that you women are struggling with, and that is feeling unheard, number one, being dismissed, part of feeling unheard, feeling very vulnerable and not protected in that vulnerable space. And yeah, I was really, really overwhelmed. I did a live on one of these on TikTok, and quite a few people joined and they asked their questions, and I got emotional on it. I am a bit of a crybaby, and it just hit me. I'm aware of what is going on. I'm not ignorant to it. I know how I do my practice. I can only talk about what I do and how I am. And I'm very much a talker. And I'm very much hi, I'm Chica the Midwife. I'm going to be looking after you today, and I want us to work as a team. That's how I work. What are you thinking? How are you feeling? Did you have any preferences? Let's talk about it. Then I know the foundation of how the rest of the shift or the rest of the day of looking after you is going to go on. And we're all different, and I think my colleagues do different versions of that. But the things that I was hearing wasn't things that have happened, I think, in the last 12 months. A lot of the stories I've been told about is over the last few years. I do think the Ockenden report and the Amos report will make the NHS open their eyes, stand up, and so if women are having issues now, they're going to act on it a little bit faster. I also feel like they're going to try and eliminate problems a little bit quicker. I hope so. But I guess, as always, you shouldn't need something really bad to happen to create a change. But that's cause and effect. That's just sadly how things work. And it's led me to the last 24 hours or less to make a few more posts. So the other thing that I really love talking about is mental health and supporting mental health. And I think managing expectations is the start of supporting that mental health. And I know a lot of people roll their eyes when people make birth plans. I call them preferences. I don't mind them. I like them. I don't mind when you've got them, as long as we can discuss them, which I always do. If you give it to me, sometimes I'll ask, sometimes I'll forget to ask, but generally people who do them are very good at telling you that you've done them. And I like to go through it. What is my point today? Get to it, Chica. My point is this. I think it's really good to write things down. And I think it's also even better to be prepared for things to change, because that is the nature of maternity. It can change on an hourly basis if you're in labour, on a daily, weekly basis antenatally, on a daily, hourly, daily, weekly basis postnatally. So I think, first of all, we just need to all be prepared for some sort of change, regardless of your preferences. The other thing is that I want you to be prepared for that from the moment of your antenatal period. You really have to be prepared for that. And the one thing, and I can't believe I'm saying this again because I don't say it, but I said it on my live yesterday, but I'll say it today, and I will try not to say it again, but I probably will, because I think it's harsh, is the biggest thing I learned when I was a student midwife was you don't have a baby until you have a baby. And unless you've experienced a loss, you won't understand what I'm saying. Or you will, but you won't understand the impact of what I'm saying. I just thought from a child, you get married, you get pregnant, or whatever. You're not married, you get pregnant, whatever the situation is. And after 12 weeks, everyone tells you that they're pregnant, and then you have a baby. Sometimes you might have a miscarriage. And I think I knew about stillbirths, I'm not sure. But that's all I knew. And then I became a midwife, and then I realised this whole 12-week rule thing is like null and void, because anything can happen at any stage of your pregnancy. And that impacted me so hard within my first couple of weeks, actually, of being a student midwife. And I think it's good to always keep that in mind, because I think it helps me as a practitioner to remember to stay sensitive, to stay empathetic, sympathetic, passionate, compassionate, caring. I don't think it costs a lot to be any of those things. And so again, what is my point? My point is, I need you to write things down. I'm not saying you need to go into appointments and document everything that someone is saying. What I'm saying is, I need you to write your preferences, be prepared after each appointment that those preferences might change according to what's going on with your pregnancy. And then the other thing I want you to do is, when you leave an appointment, write down the questions that you have, so that if you forgot something, you'll remember to say it next time, and take that paper in with you. And as I posted already today, or I'm about to, let your birth partner or whoever's coming to that appointment with you, let them know or have a copy of what those questions were, what your preferences were, because you do, when you're pregnant, you just need that extra little, that extra pair of ears, those extra pair of eyes, that extra brain cells to help you, because it's not easy. So yeah, I want to push that moving forward. The onus, as I said, is it's important for you to ask your questions, but it's equally as important that we answer them. And if we don't know, we need to go back and find out so we can give you an answer. But I also want you to understand that sometimes we don't have an answer, because we won't know a lot of things until you're in labour or you've had that C-section, until those things present themselves. And then we'll know better then, or we'll know the answer after the outcome as to why such and such happened or didn't happen. Does that help at all? Am I rambling? I think so. This is a short one, because I just wanted to get straight to the point about this subject. But if anyone's seen this, or you've got any thoughts, subscribe, ask me questions. Let's open a conversation, and let's work together to have a better experience for you. See you. Have a good day.